Hi, my name is Jonas Tsegiumva, and in this presentation I'll be talking about how to be an effective manager. Every business organization or company needs to be successful. That means there are many function and management style which can be performed in order to make appropriate decision. This presentation is about the function and the management style. In the function of management, we will be looking at main points which are planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. In management style, we will be looking at three styles which are directing, delegating, and discussing. Let's now come back to functions of management. The first function of manager has to be planning. The planning means that keeping an eye, set direction, and make decision in order to achieve the given objective. This means that a manager here set some direction their employees have to follow, and then keep an eye to every single activities which are being done in order to get to the given objective or to achieve the set goal for the company. Here also managers direct who, what, and how to do a certain activities. This means that he has to know that this activity is belong to this person and it will be done like this, and the time allocated for that activity is this. Planning also includes strategies. There are action strategy which is action to accomplish the goal. Here means a manager have to take some strategies on how to accomplish a goal. There is also planning include the allocating, which shows the distributing the resources to where they have to be. If this team needs some resources, then manager will be giving the distributing the resources which will be required to perform a certain task. There is also forecasting, which is the act of estimating future outcome. This means that you, as a good manager, you can't do things you didn't expect. So you do the activities which are estimated to the future outcomes. That's according to Boundaries 2016. Example of activities related to this function, this planning function, is in the upcoming event of giving bicycles to students. Manager will direct and decide who should be recording the attendance of students and the results of on offer. The manager also will estimate the result or will include and will evaluate the results after offering the bicycles and keep an eye to know what quality of bicycle are being offered. This means that if there are bicycles which are not maybe in the right number, then he has to take some measures on how they can get more bicycles. If there is something which is going bad in this position, then here manager will be taking a direct and decide how they should be done. Another function of manager is organizing. Organizing means that it's assigning or grouping of the task for different department authorities or to different workers or employee. Here manager assigns a task to someone, making sure that this person will perform a task. Manager also issues the orders of how things will be done. That's according to Boundaries 2016. Activities related to this position is that manager assigns their employees tasks basing on their ability to perform tasks. If manager realizes that Joshua is not good, is good at communication, then Joshua will be doing activities found in marketing department and so on. Now let's look at staffing. Staffing refers to the recruitment, selecting, and caring for employees. Here managers do some recruitments of new workers. Managers also select and put in placement the team which is capable to perform a certain task. Managers make sure there are trainings to professional development to his or her workers. That's according to MCG experts 2016. We will need to for example, in our company we will need to recruit workers who are experienced with cultural competence in Spokes of Hope worldwide, or who are quick and interested to learn different culture, so that our partnership will go as effective as we want. Another function of managers is leading. Leading is a function of management that involves communicating, motivating, inspiring, and encouraging employees towards a higher level of productivity. That's according to Hatzero 2016. Activities related to leading here is that manager can provide the rewards to best performing team or individual. Another example is giving feedback, free items, snacks as recognition in front of the whole staffs, so that the other team members will do better in the future, as well as getting some encouragement. Here also you can encourage them to perform a task, showing them that they are capable and giving them some feedback. Another function of management is controlling. Controlling can be defined as systematic effort for comparing performance to predetermined standard or objective in order to determine whether performance is in line with these standards. That is according to Boundaries 2016. Managers identify weaknesses and errors to prevent them happening. This means that in controlling, the manager predetermines some standard or objective they have, and then they balance with the performance they have got, so that to see if there are some errors to prevent them to not happen again in the future. Managers measures performance against the planned goals. An example, in this case, manager will control to make sure that everyone has got the right bicycle. Manager will also identify which bicycle got damaged and analyze what can be done to fix that problem. In the end, manager will analyze whether the goals were met of Spokes of Hope worldwide. Now let's look at the management style. For most managers, management style vary depending on skills, nature of task, and time constraint. According to Freefield 2013, directing is the style of management where the manager has to give the employee the direction and make sure they have understood them. He or she tells them what and how to do activities and when to accomplish them. The strengths related to directing is it gives enough information to employee. It also helps to perform the work correctly as it was expected by following the instruction. However, the weaknesses is that it discourages employee who want to do the work on their own way. It can also ruin the outcomes on direction if the direction are given inaccurate. Managers don't get in touch to give feedback on progression. This is also a weakness, because manager will not be around to analyze the weakness of an employee. Scenario is that at Spokes of Hope worldwide today, we want to give bicycles to people who want and students. I want everyone to follow the schedule. We will start recording the names of people and their demographic information. After that line, we will line people on the line to get their bicycles, and after there will be speeches which will be spoken in different ways, and we will deliver the bicycles according to the ages of students, and lastly we will have after party. So in this case, employee have to follow this direction. Delegating as management style. Delegating style means to assign the task to work on independently or in a small group. Managers let the employee work on their own. know what they have to do and the time on which they have to do it. This means that he or she encourages and inspires them to perform a certain activity according to Fairfield 2013. Strengths of delegating style is it strengthens the critical thinking of the employee. It also helps them to work on their pace quicker or better. It saves the time for managing, trying to help around. However, the weaknesses, managers rely on employees' result, not and they don't do their good job. It takes a lot of time and energy for employee to figure out every point, everything out of their own. Like scenario at Spokes of Hope Worldwide, we have been facing the challenges of the bicycle which get damaged for a short period of time after handing them to students. I would like you in a group of 2 to 3 people make a research on the causes of that question of that problem, and then outline tangible facts and the solution for necessary handle that problem. The last style of management is about the discussing. According to Fairfield 2013, discussing is the style of management where managers ask challenging questions to employees and listen to their comments and the answer. Here, a manager asks the employee to figure out the answers on their own. In discussing, also manager help them and lead the discussion where they brainstorm their viewpoints on certain issues around. Discussing their strengths is discussing helps everyone be active on the task. This means that every member is participating, there is no problem. It helps manager to find more useful ideas and facts. It helps to analyze the performance of employees. However, the weaknesses, it is time consuming to generate and process all ideas and find much important ideas. There are much negative opinion that can ruin the company if the discussion is open to the employees. It can lead to conflict where someone can raise a point and the other team member don't participate to or don't agree on it, yet he's emphasizing it. Scenario is Patricia is a manager at Jibu company. She has faced with the problem of a customer who wait on wrong line to get services. Now she gathered the team to find a solution. Now she asks, what do you think are the causes of this wrong line for customers? And what do you suggest to meet the customer's expectation in us? Thank you very much for attending this workshop.